Welcome to today's land auction via AuctionCast, the most informative method to buy and sell land at auction. I'm your host, Tyler Tissue, and joining me on my left is Brian Haugen. Brian, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowd here today?
Yeah, hey, good morning, everyone. Great to be here. My name's Brian Haugen. I'm the auction manager for today's sale for the Moses family. Looking forward to talking with you all on the phone here in just a bit and getting this auction started.
Yeah, well, thank you very much for that introduction. On my right, I have Craig Borchard. Craig, why don't you introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, thank you, Tyler. Good morning. My name is Craig Borchard. I'm the consulting director at Ascent Financial. And at Ascent Financial, we help farmers, agribusinesses, and family businesses with transition and estate planning and help advise them on significant transactions.
Well, excellent. I'm looking forward to your analysis here a little bit later in the show as well. We have an exciting auction today here, folks. We'll be selling for the Moses Family Trust. This land is located in Sibley County, Minnesota, with 192.93 acres, more or less. This will be offered as 2 tracts today. But before we get started, we'd like to introduce you to what we call the Land Market Update. This is where we bring you the most recent regional and statewide, as well as some local comps. But the first one we have here today is in Poweshiek County, Iowa. 80 acres sold for $19,000 per acre, strong sale there. Then we're going to Franklin County, Iowa. 149 acres sold for $17,400 per acre. Then we're going to state of Illinois, Macomb County. 41 acres sold for $18,000 per acre there. So strong sales across the region. Now we're dipping down into the state of Minnesota, Redwood County. 80 acres sold for $10,027 per acre with a 91 CPI. Then we're going to Nobles County, Minnesota. 79 acres sold for $12,750 per acre with a 96 CPI. So strong sales there. Then, it's been a little bit, slower, in the summer months here, but here's a sale from August 20th in Sibley County, Minnesota. 54.97 acres sold for $10,710 with a 92 CPI. So real similar comp there. Before we get started, I do want to get with our auction manager here, Brian Haugen. Let's talk about this farm a little bit. You've got a lot of information. You've been working with the Moses family on this farm. Let's give the folks in the audience here a little more information so that way they know what they're buying here today.
Yeah, thanks, Tyler. We're looking at a great farm here. We've done a lot of work on this farm. The sellers have surveyed this farm, and if you folks click around online, you can see the survey there on the PDF tab. The survey includes the total deeded acres that will be on the deeds. The CRP and the wetlands to the north and northeast have been surveyed off. They're marked very well. The family was out there. We put posts in on each of the monuments, so they're all marked very, very well. The corners of the farm are marked very well. We have 2 tracts of this 192 and some change acres. The large tract 1, okay, if you look at the survey and look at our information there online, we have approximately 172.92 plus or minus deeded acres. So those are the acres on the deed. Of that, we are estimating that at approximately 172. So I know those are very, very close. This is almost 100% tillable parcel. There's not much road frontage that we lose in that. Now, of course, the FSA is going to reshoot that if it sells separately. You can look at the FSA map, everyone. It's online. You'll see the tab that says FSA PDF. So you can click on that. Again, the CRP and the wetlands to the north and east are surveyed off. They're not part of that FSA map anymore because we are only selling the tillable portion. So the tillable portion of that 172 acres has a formidable CPI, 92.4. And when Alex, our agronomy expert, comes in here, he's going to talk about these clay loams. I see Nicollet in there, and I know Alex is going to talk a lot about Nicollet because he loves Nicollet clay loam. So you guys get some great soils here. You do have quite a bit of drainage tile in this farm. There's nice large mains that take the water to open ditches into the county ditch system. You're right at the start of the ditch, so the water's, your water's right there and runs into that. We have pattern tile systems. If you click on the tile map, you will see that in your PDFs. We have 5-inch plastic leading into 8-inch mains. I'm going to let Alex get into that when he does his section. He's an expert on tile. All I have to tell you is there is ample tile in this property, and that can be utilized and talk to your accountant, may be able to be depreciated. So We'll let Craig talk about that a little bit when he analyzes this farm. So anyway, a number of qualified operators in the area. I've had a lot of phone calls on this farm. My phone's burning up here as we speak. Very, very efficient long row layout of this farm. That's good. Excellent access. You have the main driveway coming in there. So large access for large equipment if you have that equipment. So it's set. Like I said, all your corners are marked. So you go in and farm. The land is open for 2025. So subject to the current tenant's crops being removed from the farm. There's corn on the property right now. So after the tenant's crops are removed, you can get right in there and do any fall field work you'd like. So we have analyzed some of the fertilizer that's been applied to this farm. There is additional potassium that was applied to the farm. So that's going to be something that's an added bonus to you, the buyer. The farm's been well cared for. It looks good out there. The crop looks good. In lieu of all the rain everybody knows we've had out there, you know, a lot of rain this summer. It's been a wet summer. And the crop is looking pretty healthy out there.
Yeah.
So anyway, moving on. That was tract 1. Tract 2 is going to be a perfect little 20 acres north of the driveway there. Access in through that gravel driveway. 19 acres of that, or just shy of it, is tillable farmland with a CPI 92.4. Again, Nicolettes. I'm going to let Alex talk about that. There is drain tile. That drain tile patterns to the center, and then it outlets to the south underneath the driveway. Take a look at that tile. Again, many folks called to want to rent this. So you're close to grain outlets, close to major roads. You're on a tar road. That's an important thing to mention. So again, nice little perfect 20-acre farm. So moving on, we want to talk about the real estate taxes on this one. If it's sold separately, if Tract 1 and Tract 2 are sold separately, the real estate taxes will be subject to that split, okay? So those taxes are estimated there, that $13,306. That's the total amount of tax on the entire farm. That also includes the CRP and the wetlands up there. And if you look at, your survey, that's a number of acres. So these taxes, I believe, will probably get estimated downward because we're taking that off, and if they're sold together, on this round, then they'll be re-estimated at the total of 192 on some odd acres. So that's what I have on the sale. Good luck to all you bidders online and anyone that's on the phone. I look forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Brian. That's a lot of information, a lot of great information. So hopefully you folks out there are taking that in because we got a great farm we're selling here today. We do want to welcome all of our on-site and online bidders. Thank you for joining us here at AuctionCast. I would like to point out a few things to our viewers. Make sure you're aware of the documents online about today's auction. These are located below in the property description. At any time, if you'd like to bid by phone, have any technical issues, or have questions, please call the number on your screen. Our auction manager, Brian Haugen, and our rest of our team are ready to answer your questions and take your bids over the phone via text or by email. I would also like to take this moment to introduce our auctioneer for the day, Greg Jensen. Greg has been in the land auction for almost 50 years and brings a wealth of experience to him to AuctionCast. So thank you for joining us here today at AuctionCast, and let's get started this auction with auctioneer Mr. Greg Jensen.
Thank you, Tyler. It's an exciting auction here today, and I just want to explain one thing. Probably some of you out there don't know what a CPI is. 0's low, 100 is high. If you get above 90, you have got a stellar farm. So the soil types in this farm are the best of the best that we have to offer in Minnesota. We're going to go over the terms and the conditions of the Moses Family Trust. The method of sale here, bidding will be dollars per deeded acre using the buyer's choice, and I'm going to explain that right now. Buyer's choice is you can either pick parcel 1, parcel 2, or you can take them both if you're the high bidder. So everybody understands that. Deeded acres may change because of a survey or other factors, but I think that's already been taken care of, in which case the total sales price will be adjusted to reflect that. Seller reserve the right to accept or reject any or all bids. The auction company and the seller reserve the right to preclude any person from bidding if there is any concern as to the person's credentials or fitness to bid or enter into a contract. The agency, Land Pros Real Estate LLC, and its agents represent the seller. The taxes will be prorated, the 2024 taxes. The conditions of sale is subject to all easements, restrictions of record, covenants, and leases. Each bidder is responsible for conducting their own inquiries and due diligence efforts at their own risk concerning the subject property. All property is sold as is, where is, with no warranties. Contracts and title. Immediately upon the conclusion of the auction, the highest bidder will enter into a real estate contract/purchase agreement and provide funds for the earnest money to be deposited with the real estate and auction company. Seller will provide update abstract or owner's title policy and clear title at their expense. Sale is not contingent upon buyer's financing. Closing date is on or before October 25th, 2024, and you will have possession to farm it as soon as the present tenant's crops are out. Terms and possession, tract 1, 173.67 acres, more or less, 100,000 earnest money today, non-refundable, down the day of the auction. Tract 2, 20 acres, 20,000 earnest money, non-refundable today, the day of the auction. Earnest money will be held in escrow until closing. The intended boundary is estimated and subject to certified survey, which may change acres. There will be a 10-foot ingress-egress easement in place for the sellers to access the CRP. The buyers will need to be approved for the bidding. There will be no financing contingencies. Only approved bidders will be registered to bid. Buyers will need to provide a letter of credit or proof of funds prior to bidding. Closing will be on or about October 25th, 2024. Possession, that closing subject to the tenant's current crops to be removed. There will be a 2% buyer's premium added to the final purchase price. Any statement made day of auction takes precedence over previous material. All information provided herein was obtained from sources deemed reliable, but neither the auction company nor the seller guarantee its accuracy. I think I can't read that, Brian. What's it say? 13-foot easement, yeah. And I think we had a closing date up above at October 24th and below 25th, so is it 24th or the 25th, whichever one comes, whenever we can close. So with that, I think we're kind of ready, aren't we, to start the auction sale. Now remember, it's your choice. You can buy parcel 1 or parcel 2, or you can take them both if you're a high bidder. Now right now, I have $6,000 bid. Who'd give $7,000? 7,000. Hey, but it's $7,000 now. What do you get $7,000 bid for it? 6,000 now. 7. Not 7 now. $7,000 now. What do you get 7 now? What do you get 7,000? 6 now. 7,000. Hot $7,000 now. What do you get 7 now? What do you get 7 now? What do you get $7,000 bid? 6 and now $7,000 now. What do you get 7 now? What do you get 7,000? Hot 6,000 now. 7. Hot $7,000 now. What do you get $7,000? I'll tell you, this is a beautiful, beautiful piece of ground. It really is. With the CPI, it's got great tile in it. If you're thinking about buying a farm for an investment or adding on to your farming operation, I'd definitely get involved in this sale. We have 6,000. Who'd give 7? Hot $7,000 now. What do you get 7 now? What do you get $7,000 bid? $7,000 now. What do you get 7 now? What do you get $7,000 now? What do you get 7,000? Hot 6 and out 7. Hot 7 now. What do you get 7 now? What do you get $7,000 forward? How about a 7,000? $7,000 now. What do you get 7 now? What do you get $7,000 forward? Hot $7,000 now. What do you get $7,000 now? What do you get 7,000? Hot $7,000 now. What do you get $7,000 now? What do you get 7 forward? Hot $7,000 now. What do you get? I got 7. Somebody just text me 7. Now 8. Hot 7 and now 8. Hot 7 and now 8,000. I got 7,000. Now 8,000. Got $8,000 now. What do you give 8 number an $8,000 bid? 7 number an 8 number an $8,000. Hot 7 now 8. Hot 7 number an 8 number an 8 number an $8,000 now. What do you give 8 for? Hot 7 number an 8 number an $8,000 now. What do you get 7 now 8? Hot 7 number an $8,000 now. What do you give 8 number an 8 number an 8,000? Hot 7,000 now 8. Hot $8,000 now. What do you give 8 number an 8 number an 8 number an 8 for it? 7,000 now. You're out. Hot 7,000 number an 8 number an 8 number an $8,000 for it. 7 now 8. Hot $7,000 now. What do you give 8 number an 8 number an 8 for it? Hot 7 to bid now 8. Hot 7 now. What do you give 8 number an 8 number an $8,000 for it? Now 7 now 8,000. Hot 7 now but an 8,000. We're starting out a little bit slow here this morning. Hot 7 now 8,000. 8,000 to bid a buy, but a buy, but a buy, but an $8,000 now would give 8, number an 8,000. Odd 7 now 8, now would give 8, number an 8, number an 8 for it. Odd 7 now 8,000. Odd $8,000 now would give 8, number an 8, number an $8,000 for it. 7 now 8. Odd 7 now. Remember, it's your choice. You can take them both. Odd 7 now $8,000 now would give 8 now. But I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have a little recess right now because I know what you're doing out there. You're thinking, you're just like, I'm just going to sit here and wait. And that's okay because we got just about all day. I'm just going to turn it over to the guys, and they're going to tell you a little bit more about this really, really, really good farm.
Thank you very much, Greg. So looks like it looks like we just had a bid come in at $8,000 an acre here. So we did go up here. I do want to introduce Alex Wayne on my left here. So Alex is an agronomy expert here. And so Alex, let's talk a little bit more about this farm here from an agronomy aspect and why this farm, especially the 92 CPI, is such a great farm.
Yeah, so first we'll look into the soils, right? So you look at the actual percentage of great soils. Number 1 is Canisteo. Number 2 is Nicollet. Like Brian said, Nicollet's one of my favorite soils. If you look at a soil profile board, you can actually see why Nicollet is so great. I mean, there's feet of topsoil. It's phenomenal. There's only 2 soils that I know of in Minnesota that have a 99 or better CPI, and Nicollet's one of them.
Oh, wow.
So when you're looking at actual CPIs and soil types, Nicollet, top, Webster's right behind it, and Canisteo is phenomenal as well. So to have a farm average of 92.3, it's a grade A farm. Then you start talking about the tile in this farm. There's tons of 5-inch, which will take water away. There's multiple submains, and according to the map, there's an old 12-inch as well. And like my grandpa always said, a farm's only as good as its outlet. It's got great outlets. So, and you start at an outlet, tile. This farm's got adequate tile, but we all know if you got an outlet, you can tile.
Yeah, no, I mean you definitely got plenty of tile here. We got grade A soils, with this thing with the 92 CPI.
Yep.
This is going to be a great producing farm year in and year out, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good. Well, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to get right back to this auction.
Here we are. We're back. Okay, now when we had a recess, we had 7,000. Now I've got $8,000 bid. Who'd give $9,000? 8,000 bid. Now but a 9. What do you get? 9, but a 9, but a 9, but a 9 for it. Now but a $9,000 for it. $8,000 now, but you get 9, but a 9, but a 9. We get 9,000. At 8,000. Now 9. At 9, but a 9, but a 9. What do you get? $9,000 now. What do you get? 9, but a 9, but a 9. What do you get? 9 for it. 8,000. Now 9. At 9, but a 9. What do you get? $9,000 now. What do you get? $9,000 bid. 8,000 now 9. But a 9, but a 9, but a 9 for it. But a 9 now. What do you get? 9, but a 9. What do you get? 9, but a 9 for it. What do you get? 9,000. At 8,000. Now 9. At 9, what do you get? 9, but a 9, what do you get? 9 for it. Now what do you get? $9,000 bid for it. Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about buying a farm. I've sold a lot of farms to a lot of people, and the people that I've sold farms to never ever regret buying a farm. It's the people that don't buy the farm that regret it. I talk to somebody almost every day that said, I wished I would have bought that farm. Greg, how come you didn't put a little bit more pressure on me? I should have bought that farm. I didn't buy the farm. And you know what happens? They didn't buy the farm, and they regret it. Now, here's an opportunity for those of you that are looking at this beautiful farm to jump on and buy it. You're not going to buy this farm for a day or a month or a year or not even a decade. It could be for a lifetime or several generations. So when you're thinking of buying a good farm like this to add on to your farming operation, or you just want to put it in your portfolio for your future, I'll tell you, this is a good farm. You're not going to get a better piece of ground. Now, I got 8,000. Who'd give $9,000? Help yourself here now. 8,000. Now 9. Hey, but at 8, now what do you get? 9, but a 9, but a 9, but a 9. What do you get? 9, but a 9, but a 9. What do you get? 9, but a 9. We get $9,000 bid. $8,000 now, but a 9, but a 9. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's try 8,500. 8,500. Who'd give 85? At 85, I'd give 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 85. 85, I got 8,000. Now 85. At 85, I'd give 85, I'd give 85, I'd give $8,500 bid for it. 85 to bid a buy, I'm at 85, I'd give 85. 8,000, now 85. At 85, I'd give 85, I'd give 85, I'd give 85, I'd give 8,500. At 85, I'd give 85, I'd give 85, I'd give 85. I got 8,000, now 85. At 8,000, now 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85, and 85. At 85, and give 85, and give 85. I got $8,000 bid. Now 85. At 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 8,500. At 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give $8,500 bid. At 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 8,500. At 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give $8,500 bid. At 8,000 to bid. Now 85. At 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 8. I'll tell you what, help yourself here. It's a real deal. 85. At 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give $8,500 bid for it. 8,500 now, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85. 8,000, now 85. At 8,000, now 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85. At 85, and give 85, and give $8,500 bid. At 85. Now, what are you guys going to do when corn goes back up to $6 or $7 a bushel? You're going to go, oh my gosh, because it's going to happen. We all know it. It's going to happen. Beans are going to hit 18, 20 bucks. There's no question about it. I don't know if it's going to be this month or next month, but it's going to happen. And then you're going to say, I should have bought that farm. Now I've got 8,000. Who'd give 85? 8,500. At 8,500 now, would give 85, now would give 85, would give 85, would give 85, would give 85. 8,500 now, would give 85, would give 85, would give 85, would give 8,500. At 85, the bid to buy. At 85, would give 85, would give 85, would give 85. At 85, would give 85, would give 85, would give 85, would give 85. At 8,500 now, would give 85, would give 8,500. 8,000 now, $8,500. At 8,000 down, 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 85. At 85, and give 85, and give 85, and give 8,500. At 8,500 now, and give 85, and give 85, and give 8,500. Do I have to have another recess? I might, huh? I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to take another recess. We know that buying a farm is a big deal. It's a big deal for the sellers, and it's a big deal for the buyers. We know it takes time. You're thinking about it. You're probably running your calculator or whatever you're doing. Maybe you got to talk to your wife or your banker or whatever it is. We want to make sure that everybody has a lot of time when you're buying a farm. So I'm going to turn it back over to the guys. They're going to talk a little bit more about this farm, and then we're going to get back and we're going to sell this farm.
Thank you very much there, Greg. So Greg's working hard over there. I can see some of you guys are looking to bid over there. Start pressing that button. You guys got a great farmer here. And I'm going to talk a little bit more with Craig Borchard here. So you've done some financial analysis on this farm. Why don't you tell the folks that are listening and in the audience here today, what you've kind of analyzed from this?
Sure, Tyler, thanks. So I kind of take a look at this to look at what the farm could rent for and what type of returns that a buyer might expect to have in it. So when you kind of look at it from what the farm might rent for, I look at it from a perspective of a flex lease. So if a buyer buys it and rents it to a good operator, what type of lease would they have if they followed kind of a flex lease? So that's a lease that's paying a third of corn gross revenue towards the lease each year. So that's what this analysis is based on. So kind of looking at that, we're looking at a yield in the county average is about 182.7 bushels per acre. So that comes in at a rent about $287 per acre, under that type of an arrangement. So that, of course, will move up and down a little bit throughout from year to year, depending on crop prices. But when we take the rent every year and then we add in real estate appreciation and things like that, we get to that 10-year annualized average return of about 13.62%. So, and that's based off of the 50-year appreciation average of farmland, so which is about 7.84%, and the rest of it is that rent accumulated.
Which is a phenomenal number, no matter what you're investing in. If you're pulling in an annual 13.62% return from having a farm and getting the income from it over the years, that's a great return. I mean,
Absolutely.
I think every single one of us would be happy to have something like that.
Yeah, I have some charts here that kind of show what that looks like. On this first chart here, it's kind of what the price of land has done. This is that 50-year average again. So we look at, the 50-year average ending 11,411 per acre. This is in Iowa, but at the end of the day, all the states pretty much track the same growth over time. And the shaded areas in this chart indicate periods where there have been an economic recession in the United States. Mm-hmm. So, as we look at kind of some of these shaded areas, there's a little bit of a blip there in the 80s, but for the most part, the other recessions haven't had a really significant negative impact on it.
Yeah.
But the other next chart I have here, I think, is a little more interesting. It says, what would we have done if we put $10,000 into farmland? We didn't get a penny of rent from it, 50 years ago in 1973. What would that be worth? So without any income consideration, that $10,000 would be worth $179,700 at the end of 2022. So great return kind of perspective there. But my next chart here kind of looks at the same data set, but a little differently. It's how's this performed over time, and what does this volatility look like? So the green bars are the years where the price of farmland has gone up, and the red ones are the ones where it's gone down. So we see here we've got a pretty good cluster of red in the 80s, and we're all very, I think, familiar with that.
Yep.
But if we look at even in the 2008 kind of neck of the woods, hardly anything on the downside. A little bit in the mid 2010s.
Yep.
When there was kind of a rundown there, but still very limited compared to, what the stock market did
No matter
during this
what,
period.
you can see just looking at that chart alone, land is a winner.
Yep.
I mean, and it has continued to win over the last 50 years, and it will continue to win going forward. I mean, because as we all know, we are not getting any more land.
Nope.
We're having an increase in population, and the same amount of land with demand going up. Land is always going to be a great investment.
Yeah, and if we look at kind of the bigger economic perspective right now, we do have an interest rate decision tomorrow, and many analysts are projecting or expecting a quarter to a half a point interest rate cut. Tomorrow we'll see if that comes to be the case, but that seems to be what most of the reporting has been, and most of the consensus economic views on it are.
Sure.
So going into an election too, a rate cut is always good for an election. You're always good for one. The market right now is pricing in a full point.
Yeah.
By the end of the year. So we'll see if that continues to be the case. But that's kind of what the outlook looks like now, and that's going to, also drive the value of this land into the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Great analysis there, Craig. I mean, it's always a wealth of information every time I hear you talk about this stuff, and it makes me want to go out and buy land myself.
Me too.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get right back to this auction.
We are back on this beautiful tract of land, parcels 1, parcel 2. All right, I had 8,000 before the recess. Now I've got 8,500. Who'd give $9,000? 85, down 9. Odd 85 and a down 9. Odd 85 and a down $9,000. Then would give 85 and a down 9. 9 but a 9 would get 9 for it. 85 and a down 9. 9 but a 9 would get 9. 9 but an 85. Now 9. Odd 85. Now 9. 9 but a 9 would get $9,000 bid. 85. Now 9,000. Odd $9,000 down would get 9. 9 but a 9 but a 9 but a 9 for it. But a $9,000 down but 85 and a down 9. Odd 85 and a down $9,000 down would give 85. Now 9,000. At 85 and a down $9,000 down would give 85. Now 9. Odd 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9, forward, but 85 to bid. Now 9. Odd 85, now 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9, but a 9, but a 9, forward, but a 9, now we get $9,000. Odd 85, now 9. Odd 85, now $9,000, now we get 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9, forward, but a $9,000 forward. Odd 85, now the CPI is on this way over 90, 92.4. I tell you, beautiful, beautiful ground, heavy, heavy soil. Oh my gosh. And you heard Tyler talk about some of this farmland down in Iowa bringing $16,000, $18,000, $19,000, and here we got 8,500, and we're asking for 9. And I'm sure that the soil types in Iowa are no better than the ones on this farm right here. You can be sure of that. You know what the difference is? We've got 80. What do we got now? We got 87.50, and now we're asking for 9. I got 87.5, now 9. Odd 9, 9, but a $9,000. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9 forward. Odd 87.5, now 9. Odd 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9, but a 9 forward, but a 9, 9, but a 9 would get 9, 9, but a $9,000 bid. 87.5, now 9. Odd $9,000. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9, but a 9 forward, but a $9,000. Odd 87.5, but a now 9. 87.5 and a now $9,000. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9 forward, but a 9, 9 would get 9,000. 87.5, now 9. Odd 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9 forward, but a $9,000 bid. 87.5 and a now $9,000. Help yourself here, people. 87.5, now 9. Odd 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9 forward, but a $9,000. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9 forward. 87.5 the bid, now 9. Odd 9, 9, but a 9, but a 9. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9. Now would get 9 forward, but a $9,000 bid. Odd $9,000. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9 forward, but a 9,000. That $9,000. Now would get 9, 9, but a 9. Now would get 9 forward. Odd $9,000. Now but 87.5. Now 9. Odd 9, 9, but a 9, 9 would get $9,000 forward. 87.50. Now 9,000. Got $9,000 down would get 9, 9, but a 9, 9 would get 9. Now, you know what I wished I could do with some of these beautiful farms like this? This one's just a beautiful farm. I wished I could hook on with my pickup truck and pull it down to Iowa. It'd be another 10 grand on top of this. You know, it really. Now, the difference between Minnesota and Iowa is a line. That's it. All right. We got 87.5. Who'd give $9,000 for this beautiful farm? Your choice. Take one, take parcel two, take it all. 9,000. At $9,000 land, would you give 9, 4, 9,000? At $9,000 land, would you give 87.5? Is the bid now 9,000? At $9,000 land, would you get 9, 4, would you get $9,000 bid? At $9,000 land, would you get 9, would you get 9,000? At $9,000 land, would you get 9, would you get $9,000 for it? Would you get 9,000? At 9, those recesses are kind of nice, actually. I think I'm going to take one more right now, and the guys are going to talk about this farm. And I'm going to get on the phone because I know there's people out there that really want to bid on this farm, and they're just kind of sitting there waiting. Now, I'll tell you what, we know what the commodity prices are right now, but I'll tell you what, they're not going to stay there. And when they go up, you're going to wish you would have bought this farm. So I'm just going to turn it over to the guys, and we're going to just take a little recess here, and I'm going to go get on the phone. I'm going to talk to some of our potential bidders.
Thank you very much there, Greg. So I'm going to get together here with Alex Wayne. So, Alex, let's talk here a little bit more, about some of the, more intricate agronomy aspects, that you know about this farm here. So obviously you pulled a bunch of different little data sets, from this thing, or maybe not even data sets, but just, little points, that some of you buyers that are out there might find very valuable.
Yeah, so I want to touch on first, I know Greg mentioned it, but CPI. So 0 to 100, 100's the best in Minnesota. Every state's got different ratings. Minnesota uses CPI, which is Crop Productivity Index. 100 is the best. This is a 92.3. It's an A-grade farm. You're not going to find better soils in Iowa. I mean,
No.
so you start looking at what Greg keeps talking about, Iowa difference on a price per acre. There's no difference in the soil. If not, this is more.
And he's
productive.
right. And I'm from Iowa, and and we've got CSRs there, which is corn suitability rating. So a 92, it's comparable to a 92 CPI and a 92 CSR. It's very in line. And really, just like Greg is saying, is that in Iowa, this farm with this much productivity is $10,000 an acre more in Iowa when there's no difference in the soils, whatsoever. It's in the same commodity prices that are out there. It's still producing, the same. So here's a farm, that is a great investment that has great soils that is going to continue to produce over time, for this generation and the generations coming in the future.
Yeah, and when you talk about clay loams, so we're all thinking about too much water this year, and that's where your tile pays. But on a dry year, this farm's almost all clay loams. It holds water so well. It holds nutrients very well. It's CEC, which is cation exchange capacity. Clay loams are some of the best. So as you look at CECs, all that means is nutrient availability, how long the soil can hold nutrients, okay? And when you're looking at clay loams, it's literally the best you can have.
I see.
So the farm is a grade A from soil. Like I said before, too, outlets are such a big deal. This farm's got a lot of 5-inch tile in it. And going back to talking with an accountant, buyers, you can potentially depreciate a good portion of this with tile. And Craig, I don't know if you want to mention anything. I've bought some farms in the past, and I've been able to depreciate anywhere from $700 to $1,000 an acre.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable number to talk about. I think it's going to need to be negotiated with the sellers.
Yep.
But I think that's an easy conversation to have. But there's definitely an opportunity to depreciate any of that tile there, and depending on your tax situation, could do it all in the year of the purchase.
Yeah. Yep.
So.
Interesting. I always learn stuff from you guys. I didn't know about this stuff quite as much because I mainly just buy hunting farms. So apparently I need to get in the tillable farms for some more write-offs. Anyways, folks, we're going to take a quick break here, and when we come back, we are going to get right back to this auction here and get this price moving on up. So we'll see you in a few minutes. Welcome back to AuctionCast, folks. So sorry for the long break there. We've been on the phone with a bunch of the buyers here trying to get some deals worked on the backside here. But we are going to get this auction going here with Mr. Greg Jensen. So Greg, take it away.
Dave, thank you, Tyler. Yes, we've been on the phone. We had 8,900. We had 87.5. Then we got 89. Now we have 9,000. Who'd give 92.5? How about 91? Let's try that. 91. Hot $9,100 now, but you get 9,100. I got 9,000 now, 91. 91 now, 2. Hot 91 now, but I do 2. Now, but you get 2, 2. Now, but you get 2, 2. Now, but you get 2, 2. Now, but you get 2. Now, 3. Hot 9,300 now, but you get 3, 3. Now, but a 92. The bid now, 3. Hot 92 now, 3, 3. Now, but a 3, 3, 3. Now, but a 3. You got 91. That 92. I got 92 now, 3. Hot 92 now, 3, 3. Now, but a 3, 3. Now, but a 3, 3. Now, but help yourself here. Hot 92 now, 3. Hot 9,200 now, but a 300 now, but you get $300 bid for it. Hot 9,200 now, but a 3, 3 now, but your choice. Take one or take them both. Hot 92 now, 3, 3 now, but a 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 $300 bid. Hot 92 now, 3. Hot 92 now, 3, 3 now, but a 3, 3 now, but a 3, 3 now, but help yourself here, people. Oh, I would if I were you. I'm going to tell you. You know, I've talked to a couple of people on the phone. They said, well, you know, I'll tell you what, I'm thinking, you know, the land price and the crop price, I'm going to tell you, that's the time you want to be buying. You want to, you know, you want to be buying right now, because I'll tell you, within a year, this thing's going to jump right back up. It's just going to, boom, it's going to be gone, and then you're going to go, oh, I should have. I wished you know, I got a club, I call it the wished I should have, could have club, and it's real simple. You get home tonight, you'll say, gosh, I wished I would have bought that farm. Next year, you're going to say, I wished I bought that farm, and you didn't buy it. Today's the day to get on board and buy this farm. It really, really, really is. And I'm not just telling you that as a salesman. I'm telling you that from all the experience that I've had, today's the day you want to buy this farm. I'll tell you, corn could go up 50 cents next week, and you guys would be like, oh, I missed. So I got 92. Now, who'd give $9,300? Hot 9,300 now, would get $9,300 bid. 92, 3. Hot 3, 3, now but a 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 92, now 3. Hot 9,200, now 300. Hot 9,300 now, would get 3, 3, now but a $300 bid. Hot 92 the bid, now 3. Hot 3, 3, now but a 3, 3, now but a 3, 3, 3, now but a 3, 3, 92, now 3. Hot 92, now 300. Hot 300 now, but to get 3, 3, 3, now but a 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 3. I know there's guys out there, I've talked to them on the phone. You'd like to buy this farm. You got 1031 money. You got some cash laying in the bank. It's a farm. It's maybe, I talked to one guy who said, well, maybe it's a couple of miles too far. I'll tell you what, nowadays with the equipment you got, I know a guy that's farming 60,000 acres from Minnesota to Missouri. So don't tell me it's too far. I've got 9,200, now $9,300. At $9,300 bid, at 93 to bid a buy, at a 9,300. At 92, now 3, 92, 3, 3, now but a 3, 3, now but a 3, 3, now but a 3. At 92, now 3, now but you get 3, 3, now but a 3, 3, now but a 3. Help yourself. At 92, now 3. I but a 3, 3, now but a 3, 3, now but a 3, 3. Now, you know what? We don't have another auction sale till 2 o'clock, so, I don't have anything to do. All we got to do, guys, is just talk about this beautiful farm and what an opportunity it is, and then we take a recess now and then, and that seems to help us out a little bit. So you know what we're going to do right now? I'm going to take a recess, and I'm going to turn it back over to the guys. They're going to tell you, this farm is really, really a spectacular farm. So I'm going to turn it over to them. We got another recess. I'm sure a couple of them over there never stop talking, so they'll have no problem filling in the gap here for me while I'm talking to some people about this beautiful farm.
Welcome back here, folks. So, yes, thank you very much, Greg. We're definitely chatting up here, and at least it's not politics there this time here. But no, we're selling a great farm here, folks. That's, we've talked with Alex, and we've talked with Craig here. What we know here from talking with Alex being an agronomy expert is we know that this is one heck of a farm. We know we got a 92 CPI farm that is loaded with tile, and we know we have a financially stable farm here that over the years has, if you took just regular, standard data there, it was over a 13% return of what could be possibly expected in the future. This is a grade A farm, and just like we were talking about earlier too, it's like, and Greg actually, I love Greg's wording on some things. He says, hey, if you could literally take this farm and hitch to the back of your truck and drag it down to Iowa, it would be $10,000 more an acre. And he's not wrong, folks. No. He's not wrong. He's not. And we were even talking about this, and Craig, we were talking about this, and you're the financial guy. We talk about the taxes. Like taxes are higher in Minnesota. We do know this. I think you kind of said like a number like $50 an average,
Sure.
somewhere in there, and Iowa's probably like 20. that difference does not equal $10,000.
No, it does not
It doesn't
equal
even come
$10,000.
close.
Not at all.
I'm not as smart on the finances as you, but I know that math, and that math does not add up
No,
at all.
definitely not. You
Yes.
know, and I think even the income tax difference isn't anywhere near what we're talking about here. Right?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean, obviously, this is a farm that's gonna produce, and it's gonna produce consistently over the years. When you get farms that are in the 90s CPI, CSRs, like they're just consistent producers year after year after year.
Yeah.
And these are the types of farms that stay in families for 50, 100 years when you get farms like this too.
Yeah, and you just look at farmland in general. You look at the people who buy farmland over the years. They all know it's a great investment. They're not doing it out of their kindness of their heart. They're buying land because they know it's going to provide for them.
Yeah.
Right. And the appreciation deal to me is, as I'm a young guy and you guys are young, I mean, there's just so much potential for us and everybody. But
Yep.
when you're going to buy a farm, you buy a grade A farm. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to appreciate that much more. They're going to hold their value on the little bit of dips that we see, which is very rare. But when you see a grade A farm, they hold their value.
Yeah, and I think the thing, that I always think about is, if you're trying to buy in this area, how often is this going to come up? Is this
Yeah.
a once in 100-year
Right.
opportunity to buy this land? And then is it worth paying maybe a little more than you want to, but you've got it locked in then? I see people all the time buying farms where they paid a little too much for it, but it makes sense because they know they're not going to be able to buy it again. They know that they're not going to be able to expand unless they seize every opportunity in front of them. And it's okay if it's not perfect every year, but we also have a situation where tomorrow we're more than likely going to have a rate cut. We haven't had a rate cut in a long time.
Yeah.
Long-term interest rates, on real estate loans have come down about a point in the last year from kind of close to the peak.
Yep.
There's talk of another point from the Fed before the end of the year. So we'll have to see. That's going to put, a lot of upward pressure on prices and make
Yeah.
this a lot easier. And it's going to change a lot of things in how we've been looking at everything financially for the last 2 years or so.
Across the board, because obviously, those who are borrowing against maybe some of those input costs that'd be coming down on some of
They're
that
all
stuff
going to
too.
refinance.
Yeah,
and, each time so it's going to help margins out all over the place.
Yeah, and we know, like it's kind of like everything else. Like we know when we're in the bottom, we only got the top to go. Like
Yep.
we know we're at the lowest commodity price that we've seen in a long time. We know they're only going to go up
Yep.
at some point or another. So that's going to happen. We know interest rates are the highest that we've had in, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now. Like, and for the most part, and I'm not an expert on this thing, but it seems to me, I've been doing the finance stuff here for 30 years at this point, and it's like 5% just kind of seems to be that number where the United States just kind of kicks back to. It seems like all the time.
Yep.
We get back into that, and I tell folks this all the time, because I've been selling land for 20 years. You get back down in the 5% interest rates there, and I tell them I believe, it's my opinion, that you're going to see land jump another $1,000 an acre
Yep.
just because of that. Because it's going to affect everything across the board, just like we said, input costs, and everything, and then all of a sudden your commodities are probably going to follow behind that. So this is just this is a speculating on these things here, but I don't think it's completely outlandish speculation because we've seen this in the past. The past has been a predictor. It's not an exact predictor of the future, but it certainly is an indication of it, right?
Yep.
I mean, especially you being the finance side, So no, and another thing, you brought up a point, it's like, hey, paying a little bit higher, for a farm, and so I've been selling for close to 20 years, and I remember I've got one farmer that said to me, and he owns probably close to 3,000 acres of farmland, and very, very good investor, and he's done very well for himself. And he said to me one time, he's like, Tyler, every single time I bought a farm, he said, I literally had that pucker factor. He said, I was bidding more than I wanted to almost every single time. And he said to me, and I'll never forget, he's like, you know what? But every single time I did that, and he's like, and I did it a lot. He's like, every single time I did it, he said, I look back a year, 2 or 3 years later, and I just said, thank God I bought that farm because it was worth so much more at that point, and it ended up being an incredible investment for him. And his asset portfolio just continued to rise, and he continued to make money in the farming world as well. So yeah, folks, I mean, that's, buying these grade A farms there, the lesson I think in this is take that risk. We're at a time where I think it is the time to take that risk, for where we're at, economy-wise and everything else. And this is just, like I said, we speculate on some of these things here. I mean, we don't know for sure on this stuff, but, when I talk to a lot of smarter people than me, they're kind of of the same means as well. Like, hey, this is actually the more time to buy than to actually to sell, actually. So, folks, if you're out there, start hitting that bid button here, because this is a heck of a farm that you're bidding on right now. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get right back to this auction. Welcome back to AuctionCast, folks. So we've had quite a break here. We've been working the buyers and everything else here, and I'm going to turn it over to Greg Jensen, our auctioneer here, and he's going to get this auction going here and give us some updates.
Well, thank you, Tyler. I'll tell you what, we of course, we're going to sell this farm today. The sellers have said that it's got to all go to the top bidder, because we have 95-50 bid, and there are no more choices. They have made the choice that it's all going to go. If you're going to bid on it, you got to buy it all. It's not a big deal. If you're going to buy the 170, another 20 isn't a big deal. So no more choice. It's all got to go. It's going to be sold. I've got 95-50. Who would give 9,600? Now you got to take it all now. There's no choice anymore. The sellers have made that distinction. It's going to all go. You have to buy it all. So I got 95-50 who give $9,600. 9,600. No more parcels. It's all going to go, the whole thing, 192 acres, all to go. I got 95-50 now. Who give 96? And there's going to be a new owner. 9,600. At $9,600 now, we get $9,600 out of bid. At $9,600 now, we get $95.50. That's all to go. No more parcel bidding. Who'd give $9,600? At $9,600 now, we get $9,600 now, we get 96. At $9,600 now, we get $9,600 now, we get 96. At 96, if you're done, we're done. We're going to sell this farm. It's going to be a new owner. And if you want to buy it, you got to buy the whole farm, no parcels. You got to bid $9,600 or we're going to sell it. Now only $9,600. At $9,600 now, we get $9,600 out of bid. At $9,600 now, we get $95.50. Now $9,600. At $9,600 now, we get $9,600 out of bid for it. At $9,600 now, we get $9,600. The sellers have made the choice that it all has to go to one party at $9,600. At $9,600, no more parcel bidding. That's the seller's choice. $9,600. At $9,600 now, we get $9,600. We all done? There's no more recesses. We're going to sell it. $9,600. If you want it, you got to buy it all. Buy the whole thing. 96. At what we're going to knock it down to 1 minute. Will you guys keep track of 1 minute for me? 96. I got 95.50. Now $9,600 now we get 9,600. At $9,600 now we get 9,600 out of bid. At 95.50. Now 9,600. At 9,600 now we get 9,600 out of for 95.50. Now 600. Now we get 600. We're getting right down there. We got to be less than 30 seconds. At 9,600. At 9,600. All to go. You got to buy it all. 9,600. 9,600. Now we get 95.50. Now 96. 30 seconds. 9,600. At 95.50. Now 9,600. You got to buy it all. At 96, I'm going to sell it. At 9,600, now we get 96, now we get 96. 9,600, now we get 9,600. 95.50, now 9,600. 15 seconds. 15 seconds left, and we're counting. 95.50 to bid, now 9,600. At $9,600, now we get 9,600 out of bid. We got 5 seconds. 9,600, 9,600, 95.50, now 9,600, 9,600. Sold, sold. 95.50. The buyer takes it all. It's all gone. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you very much for your participation in this auction sale. If you're thinking of having an auction, get a hold of us at Land Pros. We got a big auction this afternoon starting at 2 o'clock in Kansas. We're going to do it right out of the studio here. It's a lot of parcels. So absolutely get a hold of us if you're thinking of buying or selling. And on behalf of the Land Pros team and AuctionCast, I want to thank each and every one of you for participating and watching our auction sale today. Now, I'm going to turn it over to Tyler. He never runs out of talk. I know that. I've said that before. But he just talks and talks and talks. He's a great talker. So anyway, Tyler, take it away there, buddy.
Well, thank you very much, Greg. Greg. I don't know what I'm going to talk about now, but since apparently I talk so much. But no, we had a great auction, folks, though. So we really had to work this one. Obviously, you folks who stuck around there, I mean, we're a good hour and a half into this thing here, but we got $95.50 there for the sellers, all sold in the same in one sale there. So there was not two trucks; they got rid of that. So $95.50 an acre here. So great sale. So. Craig, did you run any final numbers on this thing?
Yeah,
here
I
at
did.
all? Okay.
So the final weighted average price per tillable on this was $98.43 and 4 cents.
Okay.
And with a total sale price of approximately $1,879,331.13.
Excellent.
So good solid sale. Price per tillable makes sense.
Yeah, no, great sale here.
Right there.
Yep.
Yep, no, great sale. Well, we do want to thank all of our bidders that participated today, and congratulations to our winning bidders. We'd like to especially thank our sellers for trusting us to auction off your property here today. Our auction manager, Brian Haugen, will be in touch with the winning bidders shortly to make arrangements with you. We do have some auctions that are coming up here in the future. Today at 2 o'clock in Lafayette County, Missouri, we've got 481 acres that will be right here on AuctionCast. Then live online here on September 19th at 10 a.m., we have another Sibley County auction of 139 acres. So, folks, for you maybe missed out today, be there for that one. And then on October 2nd at 3 p.m., we have Vernon County, Wisconsin, 189.8 acres, and that will be online only. Then the next day, October 3rd, in Rock Island County at 1 p.m., we've got 143.77 acres that will be online only as well. Then we're going on November 7th in Freeborn County, Minnesota. We've got 148 acres that will be online bidding. Then virtual online bidding. I'm sorry, virtual online bidding. Then on November 13th in Mower County, Minnesota, we've got 79 acres that will be virtual live online auction as well. And then we've got 4 auctions actually on the 13th. The next one is going to be in Burrow County, Illinois, 58.21 acres. All these are going to be AuctionCast, folks, so virtual live online. The next one will be in Stevens County, Minnesota, 311 acres. That'll be at 3 p.m. Then at 5 p.m., the last one of the day, right here in Goodhue County, Minnesota, right where the studio is here, 240.61 acres will be going up for auction then that day. Then on December 3rd at 10 a.m. in Cottonwood, Minnesota, we've got 160 acres that will be auctioned right here on AuctionCast. So, folks, if you're thinking about buying or selling, keep Land Pros at the top of your list. You can connect with our team at landpros.com or the number on your screen at any time. Thanks again for joining us here at Land Pros AuctionCast, and have a great rest of your day.